Okay, so we are still in the Math 1 book on page 25, as you can see, and we're going to start on number 19. Let me get the camera readjusted. And basically all we are asked to do here is find the slope between 2 points, and this is actually something that kids struggle with constantly because of the minus sign. Okay, people get confused when there are multiple minus signs. In this problem, it looks like there's only going to be those couple of minus signs that are actually in the formula because the coordinates both have positive x coordinates and positive y coordinates. So what you would do is you would consider the first coordinate, first value is going to be called x1, comma, y1, and the next one's going to be x2, comma, y2. And actually these are interchangeable just as long as you stay consistent. What I mean by that is if I wanted to say y1 minus y sub 2 on top, then I would have to say x sub 1 minus x sub 2. But as a general rule, when I teach, I typically do the second point, just the second one that I wrote down. That's going to serve as my x2, y2. So from here, all we do is plug in the numbers. So m equals 7, this 7 minus 2 over 7 minus 1. And on the top then we have 7 minus 2, which gives us 5. And on the bottom, 7 minus 1 is 6. Let's move on to number 20. It's the same formula, and as a student I wrote this formula time and time again. And I will write this one more time here, and then just for time's sake I will not copy that formula down each time, but from here it's going to be the same numbers go in the same position. This is going to be considered y sub 2, so 0 minus 4 over negative 5 minus 3. Now this is where people get mixed up. Now it's not subtraction anymore. It's a negative and a negative, so we're going to actually sort of add those values. So negative 8 is on the bottom, negative 4 is on the top. Now if I have a negative 4 on the top and a negative 8 on the bottom, the negative over a negative makes it actually a positive 4 over 8. And then what we'll do is we will reduce this by saying that a 4 goes into 4 one time, and a 4 goes into the 8 two times. So this is actually 1/2. 1/2 equals m. That would be our answer there. Okay, I sort of make it a habit to mark my answers by circling them, so hopefully I will stay consistent about doing that. The next question, number 21, m equals, and this time I'm going to try it without writing the formula, 8, remember it's always 8 minus, okay, minus, and then there's a negative 2, so please be careful, use your parentheses as needed, 8 minus negative 2, and then I have 5 minus 5. Something very interesting happens here, because this becomes 8 plus 2 on top, and 0 on bottom, so in essence we have 10 over 0. What a lot of people accidentally do is they call that 0. But if you take any basic calculator and you type in 10 divided by 0, it'll tell you that there's an error. And that's basically because dividing by 0 is not defined in mathematics. So the actual answer here is not 10 over 0, The answer is not 10, and the answer is not 0. The actual answer is undefined, meaning that it's undefined in the real numbers. We cannot divide by 0. Okay? And number 22, slope equals 3 minus 1 over negative 5 minus 3. 3 minus 1 gives us 2. Negative 5 minus 3, remember, gives us a negative value, negative 8. Negative 5 minus 3 more, so negative 8. If you want to think about a number line, 0, negative 5's over here, and minus 3 more is going to bring us to negative 8. So as a final result, we say, see the negative sign, if it's in the denominator, it really doesn't matter if it is out to the side or in the numerator. Typically though, just to be consistent with other math teachers and also just people who study math, you're going to put a negative out in front of the fraction, or you're going to put it in the numerator. You're not going to leave a final answer with a negative in the denominator. So I'm just going to say it's negative 1 over 4. Or you can say negative 1 over 4. Either way. Alright. And number 23. M equals 5 minus 1 over 1 minus, remember there was a minus in the formula. That's where I'm getting that minus from. But then it says negative 7. So it becomes 4 over 1 plus 7, 4 over 8, which is 1/2. Okay? M equals negative 2 minus negative 5. This one, negative 2, minus, in the formula, remember, there's a minus, and then negative 5, all over 5 minus 2. Gives me negative 2 plus 5, all over 3. Now when you do a negative 2 and a positive 5, see they have different signs. So this is subtraction. Okay, 5 minus 2 essentially is what it is, 3 over 3. And 3 over 3 would reduce to 1 over 1 because 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into this 3 one time. But instead of writing 1 over 1, I'm just going to write 1 as my final answer. Okay? 25. Zero minus 0 over 8 minus 3. Well, 0 over 5 then. Well, now this is a different case. This one is not undefined because if you ever were to take a 0 and actually put it on top of a fraction like this, and it doesn't matter what number you put down there, 0 divided by anything is 0. So as a wrestling coach, what I used to tell people is that, alright, if you have a 0 in the numerator, it's like it pins the other number, so the 0 wins. So, anyway, that's the way I've been trying to teach it. The slope equals 0, and remember what a slope looks like when slope equals 0 is like walking on a flat surface. So if this line 3, 0, 8, 0, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 8, 0. It's going to be a horizontal line. See, that has a 0 slope. So it's just like walking across a flat surface there. All right, and finally number 26, m equals. Now we have a lot of negative signs, so it would be very easy to get confused on 26. Let me see here. There's a -2, and then there's always the minus in the formula, and then there's a -6. Then we have this -2. We always have a minus, then a -6. So it's the same exact thing on top and bottom, and as a mathematician, I know that this is going to be exactly 1 by the end of it, but let's see what it ends up being. -2 plus 6 over -2 plus 6. Now what some students accidentally do there is they start crossing out the 2's and crossing out the 6's. You can't actually do that. All right. There's nothing mathematically proven that lets you cross out something that is added together. Now, if these were multiplied together, you could potentially cross some things out here, but don't do that. Just add what is on top, and then add what's on bottom, and put your results on top and bottom. 6 minus 2, 4. 6 minus 2, 4, and your result is 1. Sorry about my handwriting down there at the bottom, but m equals 1 is your solution to that answer, to this problem, 26. Okay, and now I'm going to flip to the back. We're going to do number 27. 27, it's the same kind of deal. M equals -2. Minus is always in the formula, remember. -4. Please use parentheses. 1 minus -5. -2 plus 4. 1 plus 5. +2. +6. Which gives us 1/3, because a 2 goes into 2 one time and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that's why it reduces into 1/3. So there you have exercises numbers 19 through 27 on page 25. Hope you enjoy.